I did not just have peanut butter cookies for lunch. Don't tell my wife. Okay. Hello, hello. I think I'm the only one here right now. I don't know. I don't know. I was out the very, very last dregs of this pop, so I brought a fresh one with me. Ooh, today is the 31st. It is the very last day of the month. Okay. My little counter is saying there's nobody here and it's just me right now, so I'm going to chillax for a minute because I want to look for a couple things. So I'm going to do that thing I did before. Apparently I'm going to go, hi, Tammy, how you doing? You are the first one here. Today's probably going to be a pretty mellow chat. Mellow chat. We'll see. The fuck? What is this? Oh! No, go away. I had Stardew Valley open on the other game. I'm doing good. Wrecked my machine, my sewing machine. Not wrecked it, but I got to take it in for a tune-up. Good thing for me, I've got extras, but nah, we're doing good here. How about you? I just had peanut butter cookies for lunch, so I'm like trying to get all the peanut butter out of my teeth now. Okay, I did this correctly before. That. No, not that. Good Lord, I suck at this stuff. There we go, me. Click on me. I have no idea how to do. Yeah, peanut butter cookies. It's got to be the Sagittarius. I don't know. And the dogs. Oh my God. Hi, Stevie. I saw your post in the group, Stevie. Either one of those fabrics will make a great backing for your bag. The fuck am I got going on here? That's what I got going on here. No, I got to turn the sound off on that. If I knew how, I could do that. No, I got to turn the sound off on that. No, down, not up. There we go. What's that? Oh, you know what? I spelled Stevie's name I-E for the longest time, and it's not like I can't read where it says Stevie with just the I. It's like, there we go. Now I got that. Oh, crows are all pissed off at me. Don't worry, I fed them. Oh, it's just that I make a bag for her. Well, I guess you lose out on that fabric, huh? I think I've got more of it. I think I've got more. I know I've got more. Let me see if I got more. Come on. You gotta move, Bruno. Now I'm on a mission. It's over here. Yep. I got more. I got more. Would you like me to send you another one? I knew I had these. I came across those ones. I said I'd ask where you got it from and buy some. Well, you don't have to pay for it. I will be happy to send you some more. Just send me an email. No, I'll remember. What I remember, I will remember if I do this. I remember if I do this. You know what I do? Lisa and I do this all the time. We send each other Facebook messages. We send each other Facebook messages to remind each other. To that way, there's a reminder. There. And I sent Lisa a message and I spelled your name I-E. Yep, I send myself texts. I send myself whatever. I think, Tammy, I just sent you some fabric, right? Did I just send you some? Yeah, I went with your topic for the day. Crop circles are fun. Crop circles are kind of crop circles are a fun topic because I have opinions. I haven't been doing any talking today. I start talking, the nose starts running. I'll bring it back. There it is. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, you should be getting yours, sir, Tammy. And I know I put either a crow. Okay, there's a crow for you. I'll show you the other. I'll see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find it. We'll tell the long version of the story. So when I was making up this, I got the right direction. Wait a second, which is the right direction? I came across this fabric with a crow in it. It's got different, there's a crow, and some of them are just surrounded by flowers. Some of them are, I forget which one I put in. So I just kind of went, you know what? I've got all these extra crows because I've got this here. So I've got lots of these ones. And I managed to get more of this fabric. This fabric it's a regular fabric, but yeah, I managed to get more of these. I'm just not sure whether you're getting, I'm not sure. I didn't keep track of which was which, but there should be one of either this one or the black one should be in with your stuff too. So yeah, because I've got, I managed to pick up about, there's 2 on the front and then there's 2 on the back. So there's 4, right? So there's 4, 8, 12. I've got about at least 20 crows here. And so when I came across those ones that were already, these ones were already cut, right? So when I came across these ones that were already cut, I'm like, I'm throwing them in your packages. I managed to get rid of so much fabric. Still had enough scrap for that quilt that I just made. Still have enough scrap left. I've got most of the scrap that I've got left right now is a lot of black and darker colors. So I'm thinking about turning the darker colors into tote bags and messing around with some designs and some whatever. So I'm doing that. But yeah, I'll send Stevie another crow panel. Oh, that's why that's moving. Okay. I'll send Stevie another crow panel. Because her daughter is a thief. Your daughter's a thief. She'll probably be happy to hear that too. Oh, the Celtic. Yeah, I like that one. I saw that one. It's like, well, Stevie's got to have that one. Stevie's got to have that one. I knew you would like that one. Yeah, I tried to do a nice mix and match of everything. I know some of the fabrics. I actually thought Amelia was going to go after the stuff with the unicorns on it. I know I found some unicorn fabric and I split some of that out, but okay, she took them too. That's okay. I hope I sent you enough to keep both of you happy. I make a pillow like yours and a half quilt for the front room with what you send me. I post on Facebook. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. Yeah, that pillow was super easy. By the way, when Lisa got home, I don't know if you were hanging around at the point where I closed the seams from the back and then flipped it, and I said that you could kind of feel it. I could feel it because I knew what I was looking for, right? But I forgot to mention it to Lisa when I showed her the pillow. She never even noticed. So that's good news. It's a nice, comfortable little pillow. But anyway, today we are supposed to. And Michelle's going, "Fuck you guys! Let's start talking about my crop circles. I want to hear about crop circles." I'm blaming Michelle for me changing topics. I gotta throw somebody under the bus. It's just how I roll. Ask Lisa. My God, we're horrible for that. Anyway, so today's topic is crop circles. And today's topic is kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting because so many people are automatically, it's a hoax, it's a hoax, it's a hoax, it's a hoax. And let us start the conversation with going, it has absolutely been proven, because it has. I'm glad Michelle's going along with this joke. You know what? One of these days I'm going to do that and somebody's going to be in the wrong mood. They're going to go, "Fuck you, unsubscribe, gone." Okay. There's been so many people coming forward over the years claiming that it's a hoax because I made them. There's been people that demonstrate how a crop circle can be made. So we do have to accept from the very beginning that a certain percentage of these are hoaxes, right? Now, according to drum roll, please, the Smithsonian. How is this? How is it that the Smithsonian? Okay, what is the Smithsonian? This is not a segue. This is like. What does the Smithsonian Institution do? They are a museum, education, and research complex with 21 museums and the National Zoo. Okay, so museum and research means that we're going to be looking at the past. The Smithsonian is a global organization actively involved in conserving biodiversity, priceless art, and much more. Oh, art. Okay. Cultural centers. Smithsonian's work helps to build bridges of mutual respect and understanding of the diversity of American and world cultures. Yep, museums would do that. Education about things that museums do. So this is the article that the Smithsonian wrote about crop circles. Hi, Robin. Crop circles versus crap circles, real versus homemade. That's kind of what we're doing today, okay? Because we have to accept, we have no choice. Okay, UFO sightings, we know a certain percentage are hoaxes. So we're going to start with this idea that a certain percentage of crop circles are hoaxes, because we're going to work backwards here. Because what happens in a lot of these things is that people come in and go, "Let's talk about crop circles," and now this is an interesting psychological thing. Psychology, from a psychological perspective, I don't know if you guys know this, but like, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not trained, I'm not this, I'm not that, but I love to collect trivia. I have if some piece of information is interesting to me, I damn near retain it forever. I cannot remember. I had cookies for lunch, don't tell Lisa, and I can't remember what I had before that. I saw this begin and I just, a pop-up message realizing I didn't read what I just okayed to. Well, you're here anyway, so that's fine. Okay, psychology. We need to talk about psychology for a minute, because this is something that I thought, this goes along with a bit of a conspiracy theory that I have. If you start talking about something, well, no matter what you're talking about, people usually remember the first few seconds and the last few seconds with the most clarity. I have a doctorate in trivia, okay? And I have an interest in psychology. All the other kids are reading whatever on their lunch breaks. I'm reading psychology today. it was just my thing. It was something I was really interested in, still am. Okay. So the trivia that I picked up, some of the trivia, and believe it or not, the psychology of marketing. It's like this works. They've proven that it works. Some big companies actually hire psychologists to put together their ad campaigns because this is how well this works. Okay. So when you discuss a topic and you go online, you watch a video, you watch a this, you watch a that, right? They start off with, here's what's going on. Then they talk about, okay, so crop circles are a thing. Let's talk about crop circles. Okay. Now let's end with crop circles are hoaxes. Okay. The human brain, this is just pure biology now, and you can't do anything. Well, you can, but if you're aware of it, but if you're not aware of this, what you hear is crop circles are hoaxes. And the stuff in between turns into a blur because the human brain is designed to discard the fluff. And when you take a look at any topic, the details, no matter how exciting the details are the fluff. Crop circles are a thing, they're hoaxes. If that's how you structure your stuff, that's why most people walk away going, all crop circles are hoaxes, because the brain puts it together that way. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to start off with crop circles. Let's talk about the hoaxes, and then let's finish with the stuff that, so we're going to do this anyway. So I got a big thing of, well, I was moving some, you guys just saw me. I was just back in my thing today. Okay. So the Smithsonian, which already has conspiracy theory there are so many conspiracy theories about the Smithsonian. So the Smithsonian is about art history, culture. Why are they releasing articles talking about crop circles? They may not be evidence of UFOs, ancient spirits, or secret weapons, but there is something magical in their allure. So basically, the title of this article is Crop Circles, the Art of the Hoax. Okay? It's like, why are they even making a statement on it? This is not even within their field. Look it up. The Smithsonian has not, this is like science fiction. Yes, that's why in trials, a good lawyer presents his best stuff first and last. What we are seeing whenever we're talking about something that is controversial, the media, usually their best stuff first and last. Okay, this is a thing, but it's fake. That's usually the first and last of it. And like I said, I'm going to say like I said every 45 seconds today, apparently. That's my term of the day. That and picking on Michelle. But anyway. So okay, I'm not happy with that. I've got like shit for, let me turn this off. Let me take that down. Okay, I've only got 1 bar right now. Now I've got 2 bars. My connection just went unstable for a couple of minutes. I'm back. Okay, I'm going to type this here just in case it's still unstable at your end. There. So my connection just went unstable for a second. If that continues to happen or I end up getting kicked, this might end up being a very short. Yeah, they found me. Oh my God. Okay. I was starting to say something. You know what? It's almost like they did, because I was about to say something. What was I starting to say? I was starting to say something about the way the human brain works. Oh, the voice of authority. The voice of authority. So the Smithsonian Institution is, well, these guys are really big and really important and they really know their shit, and they say crop circles are fake because we don't trust the media anymore. The people that believe crop circles could be real are not, generally speaking, the kind of people that would believe what mass. I'm really saying this in a shitty way, but if you believe that UFOs are real, then you're going to take anything the media says. If you think that UFOs are real, then you're not necessarily going to believe what the media has to say about it, because the media is generally of the belief that they're not. Okay, so when one voice of authority does not agree with your beliefs, you're going to look at the next voice of authority. Hi, Joan. Oh, okay. Oh, we have another solar storm hitting us. We have another solar storm on the way in, or here, or whatever. So yeah, that could be it. But I wanted to put it in writing just in case it's still unstable for other people. Anyway, because I see this. Oh, I read about this on the Smithsonian, who says it's all fake. I can't believe mass media, but I can believe the Smithsonian because those guys are experts. It's like NASA comes NASA comes up and says, "Oh, UFOs aren't real." It's like, oh, no, I don't believe you, right? Okay. So we're gonna keep this in mind, because everything I found about crop circles is like, this is a crop circle. This is all the information about them. This is why they're all hoaxes. No, everybody's going like, oh, no, the vast majority of crop circles are out there are hoaxes. They're all hoaxes. So let us just come on. This is the article. This is from 2009. It's old, right? So crop circles are seen by many to enchant a mystical landscape. Here, a circle pattern from 2009, 200 feet across in a Wiltshire wheat field. I'm assuming UK. Now, I don't know how to... Yeah, this is 200 feet across. It's not necessarily huge, right? When Doug Bauer and his co-conspirator David Chorley first created a representation of a flying saucer nest in a wheat field in Wiltshire, England in 1976, they could not have foreseen that their work would become a cultural phenomenon. It's like, oh, these guys created... I can go back in over here too. So these guys created... What the hell? Wow, that's... Okay, my tablet just is weird today. There we go. There we go. There we go. Sorry, guys. If I'm gonna be on a different page, I have to have something over here. I won't see when it... So almost as soon as crop circles became public knowledge, they attracted a gaggle of self-appointed expert, an effluence of mystical and magical thinking, scientific and pseudoscientific research, conspiracy theories, and general pandemonium broke out. So they're trying... So now this article is saying, oh, crop circles didn't exist before 1976. It's like, okay. Today, one of the more vigorously promoted ideas is that they are messages buried in complex numerological codes concerning a great change connected to the pre-Columbian Mayan calendar due to occur. Don't forget, this was 2009 in 2012. Now, I will say that that was to any of us that were conspiracy theorists. I don't know what the word is, because those words has been twisted into something else nowadays. But anybody who's interested in this pseudoscientific kind of stuff, that was one of the thoughts. And one of the things that were coming up. It's like, well, then because the Mayan calendar called for the end of a great cycle in 2012. So there was a lot of pseudoscience building up around that, and a lot of stuff. A lot of people were freaking out in a lot of different ways. So everything in 2012, aliens are going to come and introduce themselves. In 2012, like some of the movies, oh, there's going to be a great flood. Every volcano on Earth is going to go off at the same time. So but that had nothing to do. That had nothing to do with the phenomenon. Okay. That was just one thought that was one thought, but it still had nothing to do with how and why, how they were being created. Who was creating them? How were they being created? Yeah, we're going to get to that, Joan. To appreciate how these exotic responses arose, we need to delve a little into history. It's like before today's circle makers entered the picture, there have been scattered reports of odd patterns appearing in crops ranging from 17th century pamphlets to an 1880 account in Nature to a letter from astronomer Patrick Moore printed in 1963 in The New Scientist. In Australia, the mid to late 1960s saw occasional reports of circles in crops, and they were often described to UFO landings. At around the same time in England, the Wiltshire town of Warminster became a center of UFO-seeking sky watchers and gave birth to its own rumors of crop circles or saucer nests. None of these, unfortunately, were photographed. It was such legends that Bauer had in mind when, over a drink one evening, so crop circles. So don't forget, this is just a tiny note in the middle that you're supposed to forget about, right? Oh, these hoaxsters. Oh, here's some history. Oh, these hoaxsters again. By the Smithsonian. It was such legends that Bauer had in mind when, over a drink one evening in 1976, he suggested to his pal Chorley, "Let's go over and make it look like a flying saucer has landed." It was time, thought Doug, to see a saucer nest for himself. Since then, crop circles have been reported worldwide in a multitude of crops. Oh, okay. So don't forget, no internet in 1976. This is a really important fact for later. It's interesting. In 2009, this article comes out talking about how copycats. Now there's your hint. No, reported worldwide in a multitude of crops. In southern England, which sees the most activity, circle makers tend to concentrate on canola, barley, and wheat. These grow and are harvested in an overlapping progression: canola from April through May, barley through May and June, wheat from June until early September. No idea why this matters. In recent years, the occasional rudimentary pattern has been found in corn, extending the crop circle season as late as October. Since Bowyer and Chorley's circles appear, the geometric designs have escalated in scale and complexity as each year teams of anonymous circle makers lay honey traps for New Age tourists. Wiltshire is the home of Stonehenge and an even more extensive stone circle in Avebury. Crop circles are a lens through which we can explore the nature and appeal of hoaxes, fakes, counterfeits, and forgeries. So this one brief mention of crop circles were already appearing before these guys got the idea. And then false evidence, the annual appearance of ever more complex patterns. Southern England is taken by croppies. A croppie. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody. I don't call myself a croppie. If the crop circle were to show up here and I had access to it, I'd be going to look at it. I'm not a croppie. The devotees who look beyond any prosaic solution for deeper explanations as signs and wonders and prophecies. The croppies do, however, accept that some people, some of the time, are making some of the formations. They regard these human circle makers as nuisances, contaminators of the evidence, and denounce them as hoaxers. Well, yeah, this whole article, the art of the hoax. The term is well chosen, for it implies social deviance, and therein lies the twist of the story. In croppie culture, that's just used. I mean, I don't know. Somebody says croppie culture and things like that. It implies a derogatory. It implies a derogatory meaning. It's like, oh, if you believe this, you're stupid. The Smithsonian, who has no reason to interest itself in something so completely out of their field of expertise, is literally now shit talking casually. This is called there's a word for this. Talking. There's a word. Okay, this is the Smithsonian's this article is the same thing of bless her heart, bless their heart, bless his heart, or am I right? Like it is talking down this is basically saying if you're intelligent enough to read this, you're too intelligent to believe that this is anything but the hoax we're telling you it is. This is the voice of authority implying that to not believe this authority is to be less than. And it's not, crappie sounds too close to crappy. It's like, so this is the psych 101. Psych 101, obviously. Like I said, I'm not a psychologist. I just find the topic fascinating, so I retain interesting tidbits. the interesting tidbits to go through an article and go, this is not even a little bit respectful. This is that there's a term for it. It's passive aggressive. This is so this is that passive aggressive. Yeah, the term is well chosen, for it implies social deviance, and therein lies the twist. If you believe in this, you're the social deviant, right? In crappie culture, common parlance is turned on its head. The word genuine usually implies that something has a single identifiable origin of established provenance. To the crappie, it means the opposite. A genuine circle is of unknown provenance or not man-made, a mystery. In other words, it follows that the man-made circle is a hoax. According to Smithsonian, they're all hoaxes. These circle makers who are prepared to comment on this semantic reversal do so with some amusement. As far as they're concerned, they are creating art in the fields. Oh, okay. So I'm going to run out at night with a flashlight, damage somebody else's property. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second, okay? So basically, as things stand, the relationship between the circle makers and those who interpret their work has become a curious symbiosis of art and artifice, deception and belief, all of which raises the question, who is hoaxing who? Okay. This is the Smithsonian. This is like, the Smithsonian is wrapped up in so many, very, very many controversies, conspiracies. Yeah, sounds like a very smart atheist father telling me it is stupid to be in any form of religion or anything spiritual. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not a psychologist. I only play one on YouTube. It's like, okay. So the thing is, this is what the voice of authority has to say. The voice of authority passively aggressively informs us, oh yeah, crop circles were already showing up, but they're all hoaxes now, and you're an idiot to believe it. This is what the expert opinion is. It's like, how, okay, so the expert opinion of the Smithsonian, yeah, well, what if the people made circles could be there for legitimate communications to extraterrestrials? Then they are not fake, but still not of alien origin. Well, here's the thing. We know that a certain percentage of crop circles are fake. We do. There's no way around that, okay? Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, this is one here. Come on. This was written in Thursday, May 2020. This was written, if I can find the actual photo. Yeah. So this is part of the problem here. Shit is tab. Photoshop is a real thing. Exact same field. Right now, it is super easy to fake a crop circle now, because you can just come in and just Photoshop it right onto any photo that you want, and nobody would ever know the difference. Just 1 second. What I need to do is I need to start like just randomly reciting some shit for like 30 minutes before I go live, because it's the whole sitting quietly and then suddenly starting to talk makes my nose whatever. My body hates me. Who else is fucking surprised, right? Okay. So the older, cruder videos are seemingly more believable than the slicker new ones. Exactly. But you still always got someone screaming fake in the comments. Always. So this is a thing, right? The crop circle on the right is fake. Now the one on the left, this one here, is supposed to be a real crop circle that was found, and then somebody came in and edited it to be this, because that's the Microsoft logo, right? Something else that they've done. Let me see. So can I do that? Did that switch over? Of course that didn't switch over. Why did that not switch over? Oh, I gotta go back over here. Let's share this tab instead. So basically what we've got here, there's the one that I just clicked on over here. So basically we've got thousands and thousands of crop circles popping up. This is a guy showing how they made them. This is also from this most, I didn't see that in the article. So basically you have a board, right? You have a board with a string on either side and a stick. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put your stick in the ground and then hang on to that at one end. And have you ever played this game? There's literally kids play around. Yeah, now we have AI and deep fakes. I'll tell you right now, I mean, this is going to get more and more, it is going to get more and more difficult to see through the haze when the people with the best technology control are going to. One of the things that they keep talking about is AI taking over this and AI taking over that. And I'll tell you right now, AI, all you need is geometry, a rope, and a plank. That's cool. All you need is geometry, a rope, and a plank. So what this guy is showing here, okay, you take a plank. There used to be this, okay, what they're saying that they do, they drop the plank, they hold onto the rope, they put the plank onto the ground, and then they just move forward. They're standing on the plank, so they use it like a walking thing, and they walk forward in the right thing. The rope helps them stay on track, and and that's how they make these circular designs, right? Which makes sense until you get to designs with straight edges, right? And again, like this is another one. This guy is showing how he's got a post in the middle. He's got this guy, there's a small post in the middle. Or is it? Let's get rid of that one for a second. I'm getting all confused. There's a post in the middle. I don't want to upload it. It's not much better. There's a post in the middle here. And then he's on his hands and knees, pushing forward, pressing down the grass. Except for, here's the thing. This takes time. This would take, even if this only takes, 20 minutes? Okay, that takes 20 minutes. It takes 20 minutes to make a circle. Then you've got that one. Then you've got this one over here. Okay, so you've got circle, inside a circle, inside this you're not making this with a simple plank. Okay? You can make that with your plank. Absolutely, you can make that with your plank until you get to these straight lines. And wait. Let me back up. You can make any of these. Okay? You can make any of these. If you walk in with a plan, a design and a plan, you can make these. But most of these crop circles, and this is the reason why I'm like, you cannot tell me that every single crop circle is a fake. Look at this design. It's huge. It's massive. It's also destroyed about 25% of the crops in this field. Who signs up for this? Okay? Because here's a speedy hoaxing in the dark. Yeah, people like to say it's helicopters that have been hovering. Why would there be helicopters hovering? Why would there be helicopters with so many different size? Like this one here on this one here on the, that's right here. Let me see if I can get this bigger. Of course I can't get it bigger. Nope. Sometimes you can get these bigger. Okay, so some farmer gave up 25% of his crop to let this happen? No. These two guys that the Smithsonian was talking about, if I was a farmer in the area that had my crops flattened by this guy, I would be suing them in court. And there was never a criminal charge filed against either of them. These guys admitted, oh, well, we just went around and did this for fun. That's called property damage and vandalism. That's a crime. Now, I would like to think Sneaking into a field and damaging a farmer's crop is the exact same criminal effect as running into a store and taking a baseball bat to a shelf of products. It's not legal. It's trespassing, it's vandalism, it's property damage. These crops, once they're flattened, they don't really come back. Once they're flattened like that, they stay flattened for most of the season. They don't always, like, sometimes the crops will come back up, but it's never quite the same. Yeah, that would cost a lot in losses. Who signs on for that? And don't forget, now let's get back to the States. Let's go back to the good old US of A. In the States, and I'm not an American, so I'm not an American, I can only make guesses. In the States, if you find somebody on your property willfully causing damage it's a state-by-state thing. In some states, it's legal. In some states, it's not. In some states, you are perfectly within your rights to shoot the people who are on your property. Crop circles are found in states where you can, and if you shoot somebody, it's like, well, somebody was on my property, so I shot at him. Unfortunately, I hit him right between the eyes. Oh, okay, well, his bad luck for being on your property, intentionally causing damage. Okay. Now you get out of the good old United States, you get into Argentina. I know there's been some found in Argentina. Crop circles have been found globally. Crop circles have been found in areas where it is perfectly legal to shoot to kill. Yeah. I've been down to Washington a lot, been down to Oregon. Sounds like you're saying organ, like organ donor. But anyway, Lisa and I argue about the I'm from the east of Canada, where we always said Oregon. Well, it's Oregon. And Lisa going, no, it's Oregon. It's like, no, it's not. we argue about pronunciations from her own country. Anyway, okay, so the thing is, we're talking about crop circles have been found in areas. Yeah, farmers would not take kindly to this, and yet these people are doing this with absolute immunity. No problems. Here's another little psychology 101 tidbit. Whenever a high profile murder case comes out, like the Boston Strangler, you know what? I don't even want to know. Whenever something high profile happens, there is always a group of people that step up and confess. It would take me more time than I'm willing to spend to go look it up. You can look it up for yourself. People come in and go, oh, this okay. So basically, these guys are going, oh, and all this stuff started talking. Basically, these guys admitted. I should go back to the Smithsonian article, but I'm not going to. They basically said, oh, people were talking about this. People were talking about it, and then we decided to go do our own, and we started doing all of these things. Well, that's grounds for immediate arrest. They were never arrested. That is grounds for being sued for thousands, potentially millions, depending on how much they were able to accomplish in damages. That never happened. So it's like, did they actually do it? Or was this their 15 minutes of fame for saying that they did it? So there's that. But don't forget, now here's the thing. Even in the UK, where gun ownership isn't such a big deal or whatever, aliens are just playing with their giant toy spirograph they got for Christmas. Yeah, some people just want to be in the news. Okay? So where's the hoax? Is the hoax that most crop circles are real and there's enough people desperate for attention that they're willing to say they were the ones who did it? Or is it, they have demonstrated how they make crop circles, but here's the thing. This is kind of my... Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Am I still on this page? Yeah, look at this guy. I'm going to run around a field. You guys ever in school, when it snows, you make a little design, you go shuffle, 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 and make a little design? Do you know how long it takes to make a big one. Do you know how, like, I mean, some of these designs are the length of several football fields. And what is the one thing about crop circles? They show up overnight. So I'm going to run out in the middle of a farmer's field with a stick and a string. I'm going to run into the farmer's field, a stick and a string and a flashlight, stomping down crops, me and a couple of guys, and we're going to get it done overnight. We're going to get these designs done overnight. That's okay. Some designs, sure, but wait. Here's the thing. The hoaxer guy, these guys, yeah, author Benjamin Myers on the crop circle makers who blew people's minds. Crop circles, the art of the hoax. There's a couple of other guys. They've got drawings. They're following along. They're doing this. They're doing that, and that's fine. It's like, okay, you guys are, they've got some sort of a measuring device. They're coming through. They're stomping the grass. This is what they're doing in the dark. And they're in the middle of a farmer's field. We're not talking about with street lights to orient. They're going out in the middle of fucking nowhere. They're going out to the middle of nowhere and doing stuff like this. Or this. In the dark with flashlights. So here's the thing. Yeah, happy memories. But the thing is that they are supposedly with their little stompy sticks and a string and probably those little headlight flat. Well, no, you know what? Those little headlight, miner's lamps, the kinds that go on your, they're stomping around the field after dark. Nobody's catching them doing it. Nobody is catching them doing it. Farmer Bill sees a light bobbling in the middle of his field in the middle of the night. He's going to take his gun and go investigate. And here's the thing. Even in the UK, this is what I was going to say, even in the UK and Canada, okay, Canada and the UK, we're very similar in terms of how we view guns and stuff like that, right? Farmer Bill in the middle of nowhere is going to, a lot of farmers in the UK have guns to shoot foxes, raccoons, or anything else that might be causing trouble on their property. Shoot at. They're not running around. They're not running around killing. They're not running around on shooting sprees. But if something is going on in my field, I'm bringing my gun with me. Accidental shootings could and should be a serious risk, right? So it's like, oh, these guys aren't worried about getting shot, and they're going onto strangers' fields and making crop circles. But here's the thing, though. Except for the smallest of circles. Like, look at this. This didn't happen in a day. Look at how wide and stuff. Look at how wide this is. My little stompy stick stomping down like a foot of stuff at a time. I'm going to be there for days. It's going to take days to do this. And nobody has ever found partially completed crop circles. On the other side, like, okay, this here, Spotify made a giant crop circle of 3 country music superstars. Let's see if well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to look at that. Okay. Let me see if I can get to an actual article. Okay, look at this one. This one here. Minnesota artist makes amazing crop circle replica of Vincent van Gogh painting. Okay, so let's see. ArtNet. Let's see if there's an article. Okay. This is a crop circle made by an artist, okay? And he went right to town, which is fine. So now you can do this the same way that you would be doing murals. The Minneapolis Institute of Art has commissioned crop artist and painter Stan Hurd to replicate Vincent van Gogh's olive trees on 1.5 acres. So this is 1.5 acres. And again, stompy sticks. That gives you a bit of a, taking months to prepare. Okay, this guy planted different crops. So maybe this is a bad, this is actually a bad example. But it takes months. You don't just go, I'm going to do a thing. Let's get back to, I always close it and I shouldn't be closing it. That's where I screw this up. Let me see if I can find one. Crop circles, windows of perception. So apparently this is a, let's see if this is one of them. I should have looked one up. Because I would rather just okay, we're gonna share this a bit too. This is from 1678, The Mowing Devil. Being a true relation of a farmer who, bargaining with the poor mower about the cutting down 3.5 acres of oats upon a mower's asking too much, the farmer swore that the devil would mow it rather than he, and so it fell out. And that very night, the crop of oats showed as it had been all of a flame, but next morning nearly all of it appeared so neatly mowed by the devil or some infernal spirit that no mortal man was able to do the like. So basically, coming in and finding all the wheat knocked down in a night. Let me see if I can find this. Come on. Watch me scroll. Okay, so when people introduce me and say, oh, she's working in crop circles, but they're all man-made. Those two old boys made them. We all know about it. There's no phenomenon at all. Okay, so this person here is talking about actual yeah, they were very careful. This is regarding those two guys that said, oh, we did all the crop circles in the area. Doug in particular, if you got them because they did several lectures, if you got them both in the same room, Doug at one and then Dave at the other, and you asked them identical questions, you got completely different answers. So Dave was packed off to Australia. He couldn't get his lines right. Sadly, he became an alcoholic and he died. That was another thing that I remembered from this, that this jogged my memory. Yeah. In subsequent interviews, their stories changed constantly. And in any other environment, they would have been like, no, you guys are clearly faking this, because they would get flown all around country, interviews, they'd get paid for their time on the lecture circuit. They literally started making money. Their job became talking about how they made these crop circles. They turned it into a business. Yeah, I looked at, let me just give me 1 second to ignore you guys. We'll go back over here. Yeah, like it gets crazy. Like, you cannot tell me that a couple of guys coming into a field in the middle of the night with their sticks and strings are going to make this and actually have them properly lined up. Right? This has been my contention all along, that absolutely some of these are fake. Anyway, okay. Let me see if I can find the reference. Yeah, one guy, Tim Carson, who actually owned the field where the enormous one, where a very large crop circle appears. He's been nothing but pissed ever since, because every time a crop, now they keep an eye on the area, and whenever a crop circle shows up, thousands of people start converging on the field, ruining it. And the farmers are like not happy about this. It became quite a problem. It was a huge commercial enterprise for that particular area. They're making something like 6 million pounds a year, which could be about 10 million due to crop circles. And now all that's going, but still the circles are. So even after the crop circle phenomenon died down, the crop circles are still coming, and it's causing damage. This is what the fields are looking like. But this is supposed to, this is supposed to be done by a stick. It's like, well, you see, okay, you see this circle, right? This is wheat. This is some type of wheat or oats or whatever. You're seeing the circle. How you can, if you've ever tried to walk through a wheat field, you cannot walk through a wheat field. Everything is so close together. You cannot walk through a wheat field without leaving a clear trail as to how you got there. And yet you're seeing these big designs. You're seeing designs like this. That one's fine. But then you're seeing designs like this. Let us see if I can bring this one up. Okay, this is something else. This is something else that this is something that to me argues against all of these being. If you're gonna do a crop circle, you're ideally gonna start in the middle and work your way out. How do they get to the middle without leaving evidence that they were there? Right? How do they get in and out of these areas without stomping down something to show that they were there? And that little dot right there, I believe, is a person. Thing is, some crop circles, yes. Now, It let me come back. Okay, it looks like I'm back. I completely lost my internet and had to restart my computer and restart my router and wait for it to come back up. You're not late, Kaz. It looks like you're just on time. Okay. Can anybody hear me? I just need to confirm that. It says I'm here. It says I'm back on. It says I'm back. It says I'm back on. There is a buffer of a couple of minutes, up to a couple of minutes, depending on what's going on. So it says I'm here. Am I here? Can anybody hear me? Am I all by myself? Got a cool video to share. Okay. I have got the coolest video to share. I'm going to do it right now on the off chance that I lose my connection again. So basically, I'm kind of debunking. I've been kind of trying to debunk the debunking. Yes, a certain percentage of crop circles are fake. There are differences between a real and a fake crop circle, and sometimes you can't tell the difference at all. The things to keep in mind, here's a video. I want to share the video right this second because I do not want to again. I don't want to lose my connection again. No, that's not what I want to do. What do I want to do? I'm going to go there. I found this. I saw this video years ago. Okay. Let me share this with you guys. This is a video from this guy is announcing a video that was taken in 1996. Okay. I've skipped the first few seconds because it's that artistic thing. No. Here we go.
When he supposedly, for the first time in history, managed to film the creation of a crop circle.
Or I need to change my audio. Watch the dots.
That the crop circle was not here on the previous day but had appeared on the following morning was a fact. That John Whaley was here at dawn could be confirmed by a military patrol that happened to be jogging by at the time. John went to the local pub later that same day and showed his film to the people there. Even so, many believe that he had managed to manipulate the film with computer animation in the meantime, something that computer animation experts doubt. To overlay a perfect animation over a handheld, unstable film would need several days of work using the computer equipment of that time. Even today, the film is still a great mystery, and John has gone underground due to the intense interest that his film created.
That's the video.
My friends.
Whoop, that is whatever.
You bow to
this
no
is Lord of the Rings. So this is the video. That's what I wanted you guys to see, is that video. And I'll play it again. So this is basically this. Okay, this video.
From this height, Oliver's Castle, one of the most often debated observations was made early one morning in 1996. A young man who had spent the night here and had brought a video camera with him was woken during early dawn by a humming sound.
This video was from 1996, and video experts at the time have made it really freaking clear that
Here I'm standing at
it's
Oliver's
nearly
Castle
impossible for
at
this to have
precisely
been
the
a
same
fake
spot
video.
as John Whaley was standing in August
It would have
1996,
taken
when he
a lot of
supposedly,
equipment, a
for
lot
the
of
first time in
expertise, and a
history,
lot of time.
managed to
But
film the
apparently, when
creation of
this
a
guy
crop
was
circle.
spotted filming, they proved that this guy was filming on this day. He submitted his video the next day. So, yeah, that is like the best video that pretty much exists, and it cannot be built as a fake. Don't
That the
forget, this
crop
is
circle was not
1990.
here on the previous day but had
You might be
appeared
able,
on the following morning
to look
was
around
a
on your
fact.
smartphone now and do
That John
something.
Whaley was here at
But
dawn could be
that stuff was just
confirmed by
gonna
a
happen in
military
96.
patrol that happened to be
Certainly not
jogging
without
by
a
at the
lot
time.
of
John went to the local pub later that same day and showed his film to the people there. Even so, many believe that he had managed to manipulate the film with computer animation in the meantime,
like that on
something that computer animation experts doubt. To overlay a perfect animation over a handheld, unstable film would need several days of work using the computer equipment of that time. Even today, the film is still a great mystery, and John has gone underground due to the intense interest that his film created.
Nope, that's something different.
My friends, you bow to no one.
The Lord of the Rings trilogy has a near-perfect ending. Considering it eats up about 30 minutes of Return of the King's runtime, you might assume Peter Jackson packed everything he could into the end of the film. And yet, there's one glaring omission that book readers have been debating over for 2 decades. One that would have completely...
over here. Yeah, I think you know what we're under a there's a magnetic storm. There's a solar magnetic storm happening right now. I think that's what just happened here. They're actually calling for. I don't. Did anybody remember? Did anybody a couple weeks ago who all was in the area a couple weeks ago when they said the geomagnetic storms were strong enough that you can see the northern lights as far south as California. They're predicting it might be. They're predicting a chance of it being that strong again this weekend. Because we're back, the way everything lines up, the solar storm is back pointing at us again. I guess the laggy internet is going to be a thing. Okay, so basically, number one, this is okay. This is what research has confirmed. Research has confirmed. Number one, crop circles seem to appear overnight. People just, farmers just wake up and find them in their fields. A man-made crop circle, because groups have gone in and made crop circles. They've made crop circles as advertising for different products, different this, different that. In order to create a man-made crop circle, they need the right conditions. It has to have been recently rainy so they can bend without breaking the. Okay, the crop circles that nobody's taking credit for. The plants are bent but not broken. In order to copy that, they have to come in after a rain and when things are still a little wet. And I'll tell you right now, if you've ever stomped around in a field in the rain or after a rain, you don't want to do that. You're not stomping through. You're not going to walk around on your stompy board and make a crop circle without mud everywhere. But anyway, so a real crop circle, somebody just wakes up and there it is. The fake crop circles, the ones that all of these hoaxsters have, we made this crop circle. And you can recreate any of these crop circles you can recreate. That's not the issue. The issue is that in order to recreate a crop circle, you need the right weather conditions. So in the spring, shortly after a rain, so that you can bend these plants without breaking them and yada, yada, yada. You ideally need permission from the person whose field you are going to go and stomp down, and you need several days. It is not something that you do. The homemade crop circles do not happen overnight. They do not happen overnight. But the really interesting thing about crop circles is they come into some of these crop circles and they find increased radiation. They find like mounds of dirt in the center, which would make sense. You put in your post, Okay, for a fake crop circle, you put in your post, you do your thing. That's possible. Either one could be doing that, but sometimes they find increased background radiation. They find that once the plants recover, over time, a percentage of the plants will recover, and those plants grow better. That shouldn't be happening. They should be stunted because they've been damaged. A damaged plant doesn't always grow back better. So they're finding all sorts of reasons. Yeah, this is a crop circle of beta will work, but this was planned. Look at this. This was planned. They grew different crops in different patterns to make different things happen. Another thing, like the crop circles that no one's. Oh, this is AI. I'm sorry. There's not AI. The crop circles that no one's taking credit for seem to be the better crop circles. But like this guy here, that's a huge crop circle. That's like hundreds of feet. These are not happening. These are sometimes they are part of a hoax where the farmer is letting them come in. Oh, if you guys come in and do this, then I can charge admission to my field or whatever. Oh, well, now, oh, well, this crop is not doing that well this year. Anyway, go ahead and stomp it down, blah, 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 blah. But it takes time. It takes organization. It takes planning. You do not just make a rough sketch and stomp into the field and make this. You just don't do it. The number of crop circles, like those two dudes, right? Oh, we did this thing. That takes a great deal of design work. This is a fractal where you go down and each one's a little smaller than the one, there's different sizes and they're all connected, right? That one, I'm not sure if that's a real one or not. That one looks like it might be an AI type one. Or here's the thing, they take these photos. This is like on the History Channel, right? They take these photos and they want the photos to look nice, so they enhance them. But like this little teeny tiny dot right there is a person. There's a few people in that dot. This is huge. When you're working at this scale, you're sneaking into a farmer's field, you're working at a massive scale, you're working with flashlights, sticks, and string. This level of accuracy, and you're doing it in a single night. This level of accuracy means that there was a cooperative effort to get in there and get it done. It probably took several days, which means that it was probably the people who own the property were probably what if this is a grain crop where, oh, well, I only make $100 a ton, so I'll lose about 5 tons of crop. Give me $500 and I'll let you into the field and keep my mouth shut. You never know. But honestly, farmers are not in the habit of letting a bunch of people stomp around in their fields at night. And when you're stomping around the fields at night, these kind of, lots of room for mistakes. There are, Photoshop is a thing. But some of these ones, people are coming in and interpreting some of these ones. And some of these crop circles represent very, very, very serious scientific notations and whatnot. Let me see if I can find the Arecibo one. Okay. Okay. Are you guys familiar with the Arecibo message? We're going to share this for a second. The Arecibo message is this. This over here on the side. That's the graphic. This was sent in the... No, it's not going to do it that way for me. There we go. Yeah, they've gotten more complex. Yeah, the plow lines are over top of it too, so it's like it's ingrained in the soil. Well, this is the thing. I wonder if crop circles could be related to a phenomenon called cymatics, where grain on a metal plate exposed to sound frequencies will form mandala-like patterns. This is a theory that I've heard of. I've heard of this theory. Okay, like that video showed the little orbs floating around, right? So now if those orbs are emitting targeted sound waves, it's been shown that if you play music for your plants, scientists have done yeah, the original ones were much simpler. I'll tell you right now, the original ones that we knew about were much simpler. Here's one of the interesting phenomenon. The fake ones, the ones that they can prove are fake, are almost always happening in areas where they will be found. I'm not going to go, oh, me and 10 guys are going to go build a crop circle in the middle of nowhere that might not be found by anybody. Makes no sense, right? People are discovering crop circles that are like weeks old. They're oh, this, you know, some of the grasses are already starting to recover. It's like, oh, this has been here for a while. Why does nobody know about it? So it's like, before I get too much into a segue, so this is the Arecibo message, okay? There's a connection, trust me. This is an interstellar radio message carrying basic information about humanity and Earth that was sent to the Globular Cluster Messier 13 in 1974. So this was like, this is a binary, it was sent in binary code or whatever. And this is showing basic information. The number 1 to 10 along the top. Let me see if I can line this up better. The number 1 to 10 along the top in white. The atomic number of the elements. What's the purple one? Oh, the atomic number of the elements hydrogen, carbon, oxygen. So basically, these are all this is the numerical representation. This is all numbers, right? The formula for the chemical compounds that make up nucleotides, DNA, green, I guess, I don't know. The estimated number of DNA and nucleotides in the human genome. And this is a real message that was sent. This is how it was sent. It was sent in binary. So this is a representation of it. This is a representation of a human. This is the sun. The yellow here, the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth. Earth is just a little tiny bit above the baseline. Everything else is going below to show which one is the one that we're on, right? Okay, the reason why I'm showing you this is because, come on, let me see the actual. You gotta get a better one of that. Is that the best one we're gonna get? Okay. This is a YouTube channel. Let's go there. This is a photo. Can I bring it up better? This is a photo of a crop circle that was found. And I know you have to tilt your head a bit to see it. Along the top are the numbers, the chemical stuff, the representations, the planets. This was found. This was a crop circle that was found. This needs to be very specific. Okay. This is basically the response. Oh, there's one right there. This is on Pinterest, which is fine. Come on. Can I bring this up? Okay, this is on Pinterest, and it's not going to be all that great. Now this one's not. This one's crappy. Let me see if I can find a better one. Okay, so this was a crop circle that was sent back in 2001. Come on. I'm just looking. I should have had that. This one's good. There's a still Pinterest. Okay, let's share this one. Let's share them. This one's fine. Okay, so on this one, it's not great. It's not. Well, you guys are looking at a bigger screen. Yeah, you'd have to be really bored to do that as a hoax. Yeah, this is the Arecibo response. Okay, there's 3 of them. I'll get to all 3 of them. So this one here is. Let me just. I gotta get back over to there. Where is it? Okay, this is. I had a better video of this. So this is all flat for starters. You can barely see this from a helicopter, right? Like how did this happen? So basically, you've got your numbers 1 to 10, and they've copied that. There is a slight difference. There's a slight difference here. This top one here has a slight difference because they've changed carbon to silicon. Everything else is basically the same. This is our DNA helix here, and theirs is different. This is their physical representation, smaller body, larger head. This over here is the... Oh, this is backwards. This is backwards to the one I just showed you. So Sun, Venus, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, right? Theirs is Sun, second planet, third planet, first planet, second planet, third, fourth, and fifth planets are all raised up, indicating that they live on all. The implication is that they live on all 3. Oh, there we go. Now what the fuck did I do? I clicked on a thing. So this here is our telescope. Let's go back. This little search button, this little image search button is right over top. That's why I'm going to click it. Let's do this again. Okay, this right here is our satellite, the Arecibo thing that we sent it from. This is indicating the satellite they return the message with. Okay, but here's the thing. You go back. This is the crop circle up. This is the crop circle upright. Okay, one mistake, and this whole thing falls apart and makes no sense. I read an article about this a long time ago, and basically, like Robin pointed out, that you'd have to be really bored to do that as a hoax. But one thing Robin pointed out, the circles seem to get more and more and more complex as you go along, which is interesting because the more complex they become, the more unlikely it is that a bunch of guys doing this for a hoax. Do you know how much effort has to go into this just to design it and then get out in the field and do it with no mistakes? Now, is this a hoax? Possibly. It is possible. This is a thing. We've reached this level of disbelief that is it possible that it's a hoax? It's entirely possible that this one is fake, which is really, really, really unfortunate because here's 2 more that came along with it. Let me see if I can find them. Well, I know I can find them. I just got to get to them. Yeah, we're going to share this. So this is the formation again. This is the formation again up to the side, right? This is the formation here in the corner. That was also in the same field. This was also in the same field. It was a representation of a facial representation of what they look like, apparently, right? That's what we're supposed to assume it was. It's like, wait a second. Ashbury jellyfish, like this doesn't make a lot of sense, but most of the crop circles that we're finding are very, and look at that. Okay, this, where was it? Come on. Let's find it. No, I want Arecibo crop circle. There it is. Okay, this is just a let me go back to that one. Okay. No, go over here. Okay. ignore the shit on the left. What we're looking at here is back to this picture again, okay? See that right there? Okay, the one on the right is the Arecibo telescope or radio telescope. That's the Arecibo installation. This is what they came back with, right? This is how we sent this is how we sent our message. This is how we sent ours, right? And then we get over here, and there it is. In 2000. So it's like, oh, okay. Well, this is interesting. This is really interesting. So this is basically saying it's a radio array. Alien Granny is doing field stitchery. Okay, you know what it is? This is, we started off in kindergarten. Look what we can do to your crops, right? 1600s. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. And it's like, I read an article the one time that basically pointed out the escalating, the fact that these are becoming more and more and more and more complex is the exact same thing that you would do. You don't just walk in, you don't just discover a tribe. You don't just, I'm going to explore the jungle, find a native tribe and talk to them the first day. It could take you years before you can communicate with them. Why are they not doing the same? So the several theories. So what causes crop circles? Whoops. Da-da-do. Hey, that would help if I spelled what correctly. Wart. W-H-A-R-T. Okay, let's go there. See if it says anything. Yeah, in 1678, there was a crop circle reported. In 1686, naturalist Robert Plot reported on rings or arcs of mushrooms, fairy rings. Now, some people used to think, okay, fairy rings were the basically once a mushroom grows in a spot, then subsequent will grow outwards as the nutrients are depleted, they'll grow outwards, and that's basically what causes the fairy ring. That's what we know now. So people would find a crop circle and would think that it was and assume that it was being affected by a fairy ring. It's like, oh, well, we have fairy rings of mushrooms and this is fairy rings of wheat or whatever, right? So that is one of the things. In 1880, amateur scientist John Rand Capron describes how several circles of flattened crops in a field were formed under suspicious circumstances and possibly caused by cyclonic wind action. Stating, as viewed from a distance, circular spots, they all presented much the same character, a few standing stalks as a center, some prostrate stalks with their heads arranged pretty evenly in a direction, forming a circle round at the center, and outside there a circular wall of stalks which had not suffered. That's 1880. So crop circles have been reported since 1880, and 1678, 1686, you're going to hoax your neighbor with that. Good luck surviving the witchcraft trial. Okay. So, 1932, 1963, during the 1960s, there were many reports of UFO sightings and circular formations in swamp reeds and sugarcane fields in Queensland, Australia, and in Canada. Just shortly after I moved from like one town to another, yada, yada, people do that. And when I just shortly after I moved to Brantford, there had been a crop circle in the area, right? It's like, oh, there's a crop circle here. We drove out to see if we could see it. You can't see it. It was not in an area. So it's like, oh, well, okay, so the crop circle got reported and that was fine. But if it was a hoax, it was an absolutely wasted effort because there was no way to even go see it. It was up on private property, right? 1967, 3 circles were found in a field in Duhamel in Alberta, Canada. the most famous case in 1966, Tully saucer nest, when a farmer said he witnessed a saucer-shaped craft rise 30 or 40 feet from a swamp and then fly away. On investigating, he found a nearly circular area 32 feet long by 25 feet wide, where the grass was flattened in clockwise curves to water level within the circle, and the reeds had been uprooted from the mud. That was in Australia. Concluded that it was most probably caused by natural causes, like a downdraft or a willy or a dust devil. You guys ever see dust devils like in parking lots and stuff like that? Like this, the one, yeah. Dust devils in more open environments can get pretty big and can cause a little bit of, like, that's like you got a dust devil going through a particularly large flat area, can knock stuff over, that sort of stuff. British pranksters Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley say they started creating crop circles in British cornfields in 1978, inspired by the Tully saucer nest case. So this is cornfields. Well, the most famous crop circles were usually in wheat fields, where it was, Since the 1960s, there have been a surge of ufologists in Wiltshire, rumors of saucer nests. 21st century. Diessenhofen? Where's Diessenhofen? Yeah, there's one. Let's see if I can get that open. I wasn't even looking at the chat. I guess we are on the same wavelength. Okay, so number one, for one theory, because there's several different theories. There's several theories. Theory number one is that UFOs are trying to communicate with us by building a basis on which we can communicate. Let me just get back to this. I think I've looked at this. Oh no, the unfortunate problem. Now here's something else. I want to show you guys this, because when you look up crop circles now, you come up with this a lot. Come on, this one. You come up with this a lot. Now, this is nothing important. This is not important, because what this is, it's called center pivot irrigation. And if you're not familiar with it, it's where if it's not common in your area, then you look at this and go, oh my God, this literally is, I'm just going to go find it. Okay, center pivot irrigation, some kind is a water wheel and circular irrigation. It's a method of crop irrigation in which equipment rotates around a pivot and crops are watered with sprinklers. So, was there a good photo of it? Let me see. Yeah. So this is what's on the ground. Basically, these are really dry areas. These are really dry areas without a lot of natural rainfall and whatnot. And so basically they just have a sprinkler system that literally just goes in a circle, so that by the end of the day, everything's had some water on it. These are usually crops that don't require a screaming shit ton of water, so that they can do okay with this. So people start pointing. Oh, I'm not even showing it. Jeez. People start pointing to center. People start pointing to this, and go, that's all you're seeing. You're just misunderstanding, or whatever. Or people see this and start going, oh my God, what is this? And from the ground level, that's what this is, right? This is a center pivot irrigation, and that gets things confusing. But what's also happening is, you look up crop circles, you're going to find this. This was the first result when I looked up crop circles. So now you have to know what you're looking for just to find it, right? But anyway, theory number one is something called ball lightning. Is there any actual photos of ball lightning? Yeah, there's no actual photos of ball lightning. It's like, I don't. Oh, ball lightning caught on a high-speed video. Okay, ball lightning. Ball lightning is basically like where lightning, where there's a high degree of static, and rather than forming a lightning bolt, it forms a ball that sometimes floats around. So one theory is that this is just ball lightning, and due to the fractal patterns, what was it called again? Robin was just saying it a few minutes ago. Yeah, cymatics. So it's creating a cymatic wave that's that's affecting the fields. That's one theory, and that's not making a whole lot of sense. But that's one theory that's been around, because if the conditions are existing to create lightning, then the conditions are too dry to let the plant survive being bent over. Okay. The other theory is aliens. And there's a whole lot of reasons why I kind of like that theory. One of the reasons why I like that theory is because they're getting more and more complex. As time gets on, the patterns are getting more and more and more complex. I don't think you can explain all of it. It's not all hoaxes. So it's like, well, wait a second. Is somebody trying to communicate with us? And if I was trying to communicate with somebody while maintaining my own safety, that might be a good way to do it. Leave a little something carved on a something, leave it in a field, right? Now this is something that's really interesting. I bet you I'm not going to find it. Now, one of the reasons why I'm not going to find it, of course, I'm not going to find it. Now I'm looking at center pivot irrigation. Now I can't find it. Ah. Okay. One of the other things. Okay, there's two different things. When you go through basically what the pseudoscientists, what our favorite scientists are saying is that when you go into a field and it's broken, and the plants are broken, they're more likely to be a hoax. And if the plants are bent, they're less likely to be a hoax. If there's background radiation, we're not talking about lethal levels of radiation, just some degree of background radiation. Like, so if you get out a Geiger counter, you're going to detect radiation almost everywhere in your environment. It's just there. It's background radiation. It's there. It's not harmful. It's whatever. So when they take Geiger counters and stuff into a field where there's been a crop circle, they often find higher levels of radiation near the center of the circles, right? So if I was ET, I would have an interest in communicating while staying safe. And if I had the capacity to create a crop circle, this is how I would do it. So it kind of personally passes my logic test. So basically, they're finding higher levels of background in the circles that have. Hi, Gail. Oh, that's okay. I mean, we had like about a 10-minute break in the middle because my my internet went out, but I got back in, so we're good. So anyway, are some crop circles hoaxes? Yes, probably like a lot of them. A lot of them by this point in time, a lot of them would be hoaxes because people will do shit. But there's crop circles that are not found for weeks or months after the fact. The crop circles that are hardest to explain. I'm not going to be able to find a photo. The crop circles that are hardest to explain, you come back a year later and there's still an after image of the crop circle behind, because even plowing it under, because don't forget, when you plow it up, okay, when you're digging in your garden, you might displace your soil by 10 feet throughout your garden. When you plow up a field, you're displacing your soil by about 10 feet. If you've got a design that's 200 feet in each direction, a 10-foot displacement is nothing. So they're coming in a year later after some of these crop circles, And if all they've done is if all they've done is a string and a board, there should be no crop circle left the next year. And they're finding some of these crop circles. Unsolved mystery, University of Michigan. This is interesting. I saw pictures of it. Yeah, atmospheric plasma vortices. That's basically atmospheric plasma vortices or other things that are going to create energy pulses that cause the grasses to lay down. They have discovered that the most amazing patterns can be created by doing this. So that is a possibility. And that could account for some increased background radiation in the area. But here's the thing. A lot of these, everything's bent but not broken, which is not so easy to do if you're stomping things down with a stick. They're finding these in areas where, why would somebody put one there? They're finding it does not make sense to say that it's 100% hoax. There's just no freaking way. But anyway, and again, in the States, they should be not just the States. In some countries of the world where these are being found, you're literally risking your life. Not you are, but you could be. Like, where is it? Nope, not gonna find it. Yeah, okay, one in crop circles in Peru. Like, how does that? What does that do for you, right? How does that make sense? But then again, you go look at something like the Nazca lines. It's like, oh, wait a minute. We've got a really strong history of weird fucking shit showing up for no good reason. But anyway. Okay, like this one here, okay? This one here. Let's take a look at this one here. This one here. Oh, come on. There it is. Okay, let's see if I can get it bigger. Here we go. This one here is a hoax. Let's take a look at this one. All of us that make crop circles, yeah, snow angels, absolutely. Okay, this one here is a hoax. Let's go take a look at this one here. Okay, look at that one. You can see the stompy lines. It's not very big. It's not very complicated. It's also not very clean. Like, you come across the bottom of the circle here, you can see where the lines are not very straight against each other. Whoop, I have to put it up on the stage. Just a second. Okay, so when you look at this one, I wish there was a way to like crop this in some way. That's not gonna be okay. So this one here is fake, and I'm assuming that you guys can see my mouse when I'm on the page. Can you? But look, this circle, the middle circle is not straight. The middle circle is not perfectly round. The lines, like you follow. Okay, let's follow the second line. It's not lined up evenly with the ones beside it. Okay, this is bad. This is really, really bad. It is not symmetrical, and you can see the individual stompy lines where they've crushed down the stuff around it or whatever it is that they've done. It's like it's sloppy. This is sloppy. This is sloppy work. Yeah, so basically this is what This is what a hoax looks like. Oh, this is a hoax. It's like, but then, like I said, you get to some of these other ones. I believe the paler stuff was stomped down. It looks like the other stuff might have been like, I don't know what they've done with that because that does not look right. That's all radiated for some reason, but it's messy. It's a mess, right? And then you get to this one. And that's a lot cleaner. It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot rounder. Now, if it's a hoax, it's a good one. But here's something else. Let's assume that this is I'm actually thinking this one was a hoax. You know why I think it's a hoax? Because if you look here, you see, remember I said when you go through wheat fields, wheat is planted so close together because it's grass. It's a type of grass. You cannot walk through a wheat field without leaving a trail, and this has got trails going to the center. So either this is somewhat legitimate. The more time, energy, and effort you're willing to put into creating your crop circle, the better a result's going to be, right? But this one showed up over. This is one that you can do. This showed up overnight. You don't make a crop circle like this in a single day, and there's little trails through the wheat going everywhere because that centered section is separate from the rest of it. The only way to get there is to walk through the wheat, and the only way to walk through the wheat leaves trails. You cannot walk through wheat without leaving a trail. Not unless you walk the wider ridges here, the wider ridge areas here are where your tractor tires are going to be. So if the tractor tire ruts don't go through where you need to be, you've got to walk through there. This could be a hoax. It could not be a hoax. I mean, there's not enough information anywhere else. But then you get to that apparently. Yeah, see this one here also. Pathways walking in and out of the field, people walking around. There's something over there. There's another one over there too. Now, is this people walking into the field after it's been discovered, or is this the people who created it? We don't know. We don't know. We're not going to know. But the thing is, every single person who has said that they have been involved in creating a crop circle has said they needed several days to do a good one. Several days, a team of people, months of planning. So me planning a crop circle. Okay, there's 10 of us here right now. There's me and 10 of you guys watching. All 11 of us, we're going to plan a crop circle. First, we have to decide what we're going to make. Then we have to make sure that we have what we need in order to make it. Oh yeah. Here's the thing. I've got no problem again. I've got no problem with go make a crop circle. That sounds like fun. But the thing is that farmers can't afford to give up the income. They can't afford to have strangers stomping around their land. And if enough people get interested, if it's like, where I live, Vancouver, when we had the aurora happening, when we had the aurora borealis was visible a few weeks ago, right? When that happened, there were traffic jams to get into any area. You could not park. People were literally going into areas and parking at noon, hoping that they were going to be able to see it at 2 a.m. Okay. If there were a crop circle here and a farmer said, oh, hey, Farmer Jones finds either he creates one for shits and giggles or he finds one and he contacts I found a crop circle. His entire field is going to get demolished. Right? So unless he's got some other way to profit off of this, he is just giving up possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars in it, depending on the crop. Some crops are really expensive to grow, right? He could be losing $100,000 just to do this if enough people wanted to go see it. And around here, oh yeah, it was fucking crazy. Just being, go look up. Okay, I need to go here to look up. It was crazy. If you have a big enough population center near your farm, you could be overrun with enough people that would cause enough property damage that you are going to seriously regret this. But So what did I say? Okay, so crop circle theories. I just think it's interesting. If I could spell circle, that would really matter. That would be very, very helpful. Theorems and wheat. Yeah, it's no wonder that farmers with fields in the plains surrounding Stonehenge and southern Ignis face late summer mornings. They face late summer mornings with dread. Crop circles and Euclidean geometry. But again, one mistake and your project is done. Well, then again, I guess you're just tearing up somebody's field. One mistake and you just don't tell anybody. Come on, cups, put a C in there. I said there was 3 and now I've lost track. So a currently undiscovered atmospheric electrical phenomenon. What was that word again? Sound. Do. That's the wrong word. Can I show it? Come on. I'm not seeing it. Come on. No, it's not going to do it. Okay, there's this. What is the word? Robin, you had it all. I would make a Mickey Mouse crop circle. Oh, yeah, I think there is a Mickey Mouse crop circle. Let's see. There's one here that looks. There's one here, and it's. Oh no, that's a good one. Well, it's kind of a crappy one. That's made into some farmer's field nearby, near Disney, right? Is that it? Do. What is that? What is that thing? There we go. Do. Okay. I'm just going to bring this up quickly. Basically, what we're looking at here, these are literally sound wave patterns in sand. This is a 3-minute one on YouTube. Okay, so what they're doing here. Did I switch it over to the right one? What they're doing here is they're putting, I think it's just salt. I think it's just basic salt that they're putting on cymatics. Yeah, I think what they're doing is just putting basic salt. They've got a speaker pointing up, a metal plate that the sound waves are absorbing into the metal plate. And then they're going to show us the patterns that can be made. Yeah, see? So this is the sound waves that can be made vibrating by using a tone generator. I'm assuming that you guys can hear the music playing from the video and any sound. So if you're not, this is what, and he's putting a little bit more on. Of course, as they do this, some of it might be thrown off the edges and stuff. So cymatics is something that they are investigating to begin with. Science is already looking at this. And the thing is that it's like, do different types of vibrations create even more? Okay, so are even more complicated things being created with cymatics, and can you control it? Can you do X at this? So they're doing. This is just the beginning of cymatics, of using sound to figure out this stuff, right? And you guys should be able to see how it's vibrating. The sand vibrates, you just leave it and it just moves into these patterns. As you change the frequencies, they just change. Okay? So that is one of the theories, is that what's happening is either some natural or artificial, which is a huge range, okay? Is this natural formed by natural cymatics in some action that we don't know anything about? Most of the substances that we're seeing are patterns. Very they're mathematical. They're very mathematical. They're very complex patterns. They're regularly throughout the winter here in England. Now here's the thing: the majority still appear in England. When you look at ley lines, if you look at ley lines as energy, I just got this on anything if I can get started. So if you look at ley lines as something that could possibly be real, never. Yeah, you can use a violin bow, a metal plate, and it's So our some sort of this science now is pretty much random. They don't know. You know what I mean? With that in mind, is this just oh my god, that's not a weird shit. That's what happens when you spend all your time looking up weird shit on the internet for videos like this. Then you get weird shit on the side. Water and sound experiment. Am I gonna see anything fun? Same thing, okay? This is the same thing. He's running sound waves. He's facing intense sound waves towards water. This is just regular flowing water. Regular flowing water, and he's bending it. He's a water bender. Okay. As you adjust it, it changes. Oh, okay. How's that? Is that better? I didn't realize the video was louder than me, so I just turned off the thing. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know the video was going to be louder than me because I can only hear it on my headset, so I can't tell. But I wanted to have the sound going just in case anything interesting got said or whatever. So anyway, so cymatics, that's what sound waves can do. It can affect soil, it can affect water, can it affect plants? Is this a natural phenomenon, or is somebody somewhere directing the phenomenon? Does this make sense? Because, like, okay, this guy here is what's called a fractal. Now, I know that this one, I remember reading about this one and a couple of others like it, where, like, look at all the trails coming and going, right? As people are walking around the field looking at it. This is the thing about the farmers, right? It's like no farmer in their right mind is going to let something is going to invite this onto their land. And in some countries, that's also part of that. These are called fractals. Fractals are really interesting types of designs. Yeah, see, there's one arm. This is the first one, right? That's one arm of one, and then later on, this showed up in a different field, the same region. I don't know. Like, yeah, and this Oreo. So yeah, it's like, but how long did they need to do this? They had to plant really dark crops, really light crops. They had to get in there and they mowed it all down. It takes way more. This one here, I'm gonna find that one. Yeah, this is a good one. Oh no, this has got it. I think this is like AI art. That's all the lighter stuff is the knockdown stuff. But yeah, if you want to make something like this is way more. Yes, yes, it's absolutely possible for somebody who's creating a hoax to make this, but they need more than just a single night to do it. That's been my argument this whole time. How and why would somebody create that as a hoax just for shits and giggles? I think that one's again. This is the thing. Now it's like, are these now you have to ask yourself which ones are crop circles and which ones are AI generated or just Photoshop or whatever. There is, I'm going to go back to Irascibo. This showed up around that one there. This is a crop circle. I'm going to keep looking for a better photo of it. That all showed up around the same time as these ones here that were showing the that showed up around the same time as this guy did. Answering this one showed up in answer to this, and that one I believe showed up the next year. Yeah, 2002. And these were like these showed up in like 2001, and then in 2002 the other one showed up. Let's see. Nope, that's a YouTube video. I don't know. This can be it. No, 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 no. Do. Come on, we can do this. Yeah, it's hard to dig your way down to this stuff because yeah, Chilbolton in UK 2002. This is one of the most fascinating out there. It reveals an alien face as well as a coded mess. This is a coded message. This is a coded message that you after much time was spent on decoding the message, the following statement was revealed. Beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain, but still time. There's a damaged word there. There is good out there. We oppose deception. Conduit closing. And then a bell sound. I'm not sure what they mean by a bell sound. So this was found in at the same area of Chilbolton, and this was a coded message. And again, this is a lot of this is a lot of precision work to happen overnight in a farmer's field without benefit of anything but freaking flashlights and headlamp, those the flashlights you wear on your head. That's a lot to accomplish with no mistakes. A damaged word, like these are just little tufts. Yeah, every single little dot is a little tuft of grasses that were left behind. So it could literally end up being stomped down just by people coming in and looking at it after the fact. But yeah, it's like, okay, now is this real or is this not real? This is always going to be the question. Is this real? Is this not real? And well, I'm assuming that satellite imagery would have the lowdown on all of this, and yet it's never been released. Nobody's ever stepped forward and said, "Oh, here's satellite imagery proving this took place. Here's yeah, there's a theory that manipulated sound waves to move heavy stones like Stonehenge or the pyramids, or the yeah. That might be that one might. I mean, we could take a look at that one. We still have to pick. Yeah, I gotta get going in a few minutes. We have to pick next week's topic in order to pick it next week. I'm going to be busy with the sewing machine next week. I have to take the people for not for repair. Nothing's actually broken, but it needs a tiny fix. I've got a red tie that I do with him like to screw it my tiny little bit. Not a big deal, but not a big deal that I have to fix the machine, and it's not gonna, there's nothing. There's no huge major problems, but I can't. The earliest I can get it in is September. Thank God I've got extra machines. Okay, so anyway, yeah, this is the problem. Like, take a look at this. This is the modern day problem that we face now. The modern day, yeah, we should maybe look at a little bit closer at sound waves and stuff. I don't know if we have enough to make an entire day of it, but this is the problem though. Like this is a t-shirt. This is a t-shirt available on Amazon. Somebody has, what was the reply to Carl Sagan's Arecibo message? This is another Amazon. People do needlepoint of this. Like this is not what was sent. This is just showing us what was sent in the various colors. This was just all binary code that was sent out, right? Thing is, what's really got me interested is why I'm not okay. It's had me interested for years because like all this stuff about crop circles, this like around the same time these guys saying, "Oh yeah, we've been faking crop circles for years." Like my thought is why? Okay. We all decide to get together and we're going to make a crop circle just for shits and giggles. Okay. Are we doing it every day? Are we going out 2 or 3 times a week? Oh, I just had audio issues again. Figures. Yeah, I was like, it's like, are they listening? I was like, the more you make sense, the less they want to hear. There's been some connectivity issues. The fuck? What is going on there? Well, I don't need Alexa. Why is Alexa on? I don't even have Alexa. I'm going to look into this later. Anyway. Yeah, that's weird. I now have a microphone icon that I never had to have before. Anyway. I do have to get going in a few minutes. Tonight's date night, so I got to go make sure, that I've got stuff I need to have done. But, okay, so sound waves or other types of vibration, just making it happen. And you saw that little video. Those orbs flying around in that first video, I'm going to put that video back up because I don't know that everybody got to see it because I was still having issues at the time.
At precisely the same spot as John Whaley was standing.
Come on. Okay, just to remind you guys. Yeah, I don't know why I shouldn't have Alexa. I don't have Alexa should not be working here. Everything else makes sense. Nah, I don't know. Okay. This is like, okay. So what if ET has control over sound waves so that they can send little orbs in to create a design like this? But this guy, they could, as much as everybody was like, well, this can't be real, but they also could not debunk this video that was taken in 1990. What did I say? 1996. Photoshop was not Photoshop was not sophisticated enough to do this. Well, okay, you could do this on Photoshop back then, but they could not debunk this and have no idea what was going on here. So it's like, okay. So that just, it's really interesting because there's crop circles routinely being found in areas where nobody has any business being, where it would not benefit anybody for it to be there. Yeah, truth in science. Ooh, truth in science. Oh, by the way, you know what? Something else I wanted to point out. And I don't know if this is something. I mean, I am more than happy to have, if anybody wants to come on with me and we can pick a topic and just chat together about it while you guys watch. Blah blah blah. I'm more than happy to invite people on with me. Anybody who's interested. I don't want to play games and I don't want to play games and make anybody feel pressured that, oh, I have to, if I'm going to watch it, I have to go on and do a talk with Peggy and blah 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 blah. But if anybody wants to, we absolutely can. It's like I'd absolutely, Fridays at 2:00 is, let's talk about bizarre stuff. Anybody has a topic and anybody has a topic, absolutely suggest it. Suggesting it does not obligate you to come on camera with me. But if anybody has a topic that they would like to come on camera and discuss, I'm absolutely happy to bring you on. That way I've got two people to look up links and do the things. But I realized that like a few weeks ago. It's like, I should like let anybody know. It's like, Fun Fridays. I'm absolutely fine with come on and talk with you directly if that's something that you're interested in doing. But anyway, no, so basically ET, I do not believe that every single crop circle is a hoax. I do believe that there is some, I do believe that there is possibly some directed intelligence here. Yeah, lurk. Oh yeah, absolutely. Lurk, paint your nails. Who cares? Like, yeah, that's, I like I said, I don't want to say it. I'm always concerned that I'm going to say it the weird way that it's like, oh, well, now if I don't eventually volunteer, it's like, fuck that. No. I'm happy to come on. I'm happy to come on and babble at a camera. It's like, I do it twice a week. This is good for me. So it's like, but anyway, no, like, so directed intelligence, I think a lot of things that happen in our world is impacted by directed intelligence outside of whatever intelligence we are aware of. Is that ET? Is that something more Earth-based? Is it okay. And here that, okay, let me just back up. Okay, so we've got sound waves somehow, accidentally or otherwise, black and a color changing red. Yeah. So we've got sound waves, we've got ET, we've got these orbs, and we don't know who's controlling them. We've also got hollow earth underground civilizations. If you're an underground civilization and all you've got to do is point something up at the roof, right? So we've got those kinds of ideas. I think a lot of ideas behind these does have a lot to do with the potential of directed intelligence. But then again, let me see if I can find this. No, this is not a good one. Let me see. Yeah, let's share that one. Then we've got this. Come on. There we go. These were showing up on the ocean floor for the longest time, and nobody knew what the hell was going on. Turns out they are pufferfish nests. Simple explanation. Simple explanation. This is the nest of a pufferfish. They just fluff it away. They make it nice and geometric. So there could, there it is. I am 100% ready to believe that there is a, I am 100% ready to believe that there is a very simple explanation that we just don't understand. Like I said, this is a pufferfish. These are pufferfish nests. And when people first started doing, yeah, what advanced civilization writes to us in wheat? I think a large percent. I think there's a large percentage in some areas of the world that are hoaxes. I think there's quite likely a fairly simple explanation here, But I also can't help but think, if I was ET, and I mentioned this earlier, I'm not sure if you were in at the time, but I mentioned earlier, it's like when we were exploring jungles and stuff like that and would encounter a native tribe, we didn't walk in expecting to communicate immediately. We had to build up the basis to communicate on. And if I had the technology, if I had the technology to create crop circles that, okay, decode this, okay, contemplate that, to build up the basis for communication, that would be a lot safer for everybody. So I don't know that I 100% believe that it's, I don't know what I think of crop circles. I'm fairly open-minded to go, well, if it turns out that this is how ET is chosen to test our intelligence, maybe some of these things that they're sending us, like, okay, well, if you understand this, then you can communicate with us and not need these crop circles anymore. I don't know. But I do believe in directed intelligence. So it's like, and I do believe, I believe that there's things happening around us that have intelligent control behind them. Like, so maybe the UFOs that we see are not little green men in a little spaceship, but maybe there is some other intelligence controlling it. I don't know. Until somebody steps up and says, this is who we are and this is what we did. I'm not going to know. Do crop circles have an explanation? I think they do. I think it's going to be kind of, I think they have an explanation. I think the explanation is probably, I think the explanation is probably going to be a lot simpler than we think it is, but I do not think that this amount, let's see. Okay. Yeah, they've appeared worldwide. Oh, this is Quora. I don't know. Quora is an interesting site to go to look for stuff, but there's very little way to confirm. Yeah, 30 to 40% or 30 to 40% of crop circles swirl in multiple directions. Many formations have complex woven patterns. Not a lot of interest there. The interesting thing is, yeah, thousands of crop circles appear. Yeah, they're becoming more frequent and more complex. I am not finding what I'm looking for. I know that at one point they were literally reporting thousands of crop circles every year. That's an insane level of hoaxing. I do think okay, hoaxing is happening. I do think there's something to these crop circles. They're not all hoaxes. Are they a natural phenomenon? I do think to a certain degree the answer is probably yes. Is there somebody somewhere? Okay, like lightning is a natural phenomenon, but Dr. Frankenstein made a monster by harnessing the power of lightning. We have things that are natural phenomenon that we use. Solar energy, the sun beating down on the earth, is a natural phenomenon. We have then taken we've taken something that exists in nature, harnessed it for our own use, right? And so, but like I said, this is my opinion. It would not surprise me. It would not surprise me to discover that the crop circles are ET trying to communicate with us while maintaining their own safety far enough away that we can't cause any problems. That would not surprise me. It would also not surprise me to find out that they are some sort of natural phenomenon that we just don't understand. That would not surprise me. It would also not surprise me if it's a combination of the two. Well, it's a natural phenomenon, but just like other aspects of nature that we harness for our own use, currently reading. So it could also be like, okay, what if it's who knows? Well, there are so many conspiracy theories. Like I said, the very first thing that I found is this article by the Smithsonian talking about it. And it's like the Smithsonian, there is no area of research that the Smithsonian would be engaged in that would make sense for them to be coming out and talking about crop circles. Why are they talking about crop circles? It makes no sense. It'd be like me as I sew for a living, so let me talk about brain surgery. There's no logical sense why the Smithsonian is, even taking an interest. Then again, you swing back and you go, well, the Smithsonian is a part of a whole bunch of conspiracies that I think too many people in high places are trying way too hard to debunk this, when it's like, well, we don't know what it is, so we're ignoring it. Why are they not ignoring it? If there's nothing to this, why are they ignoring it? I think there is something to this. And I think that it's anybody's guess as to what it is. So that's my take. That's my take. Mind you, I do believe ET is real. And I believe ET is real. Do I believe that there are thousands and thousands of aliens? I don't know. Oh, currently reading Frankenstein, kind of boring, but no real mention of lightning. I don't know about the book. In the movies, Dr. Frankenstein has all of his apparatus, and in order to create enough electricity to bring, he needs like this massive electric charge to kickstart his monster. So, and this is the movies. So if the movie's not matching the book, that's fine. But it's my understanding that from the movies, because I don't think I ever read the book, that he basically put up a giant lightning rod in order to gather and waited for a storm. That's probably just a movie trope that they did, though, to make it more exciting. But from the movies, they had to put up a lightning rod, wait for it to get hit, this sort of thing, just to get a high enough voltage. It's like, we need this much electricity. Well, we don't have it. Well, put up a lightning rod. But it's a bad example. It's a bad example because I don't know that there's anything that we are. Well, okay, we now know that lightning rods will redirect lightning strikes harmlessly into the ground, right? So we found ways to work with stuff, but I don't know. I mean, here's my problem is that I'm a skeptical believer. I am perfectly willing to accept that it's a natural phenomenon. I am perfectly willing to accept that it's ET. I'm perfectly willing to accept anything in between. What I'm not willing to accept is that, and I do believe that there is some level of, I think on a higher up level, the CIA, the Men in Black, the Smithsonian Institution, I think that they don't know what it is. Either they don't know what it is or they do know what it is, but until they are satisfied with whatever it is, they will continually, whoever they happens to be, will continually interfere with the truth coming out so that they can control the narrative. It's like, yeah, a believing skeptic, a skeptical believer, right? It's the same thing. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, you're laughing at me. I thought you were saying you are too. Oh, you're a believing skeptic. Yeah. Thing is, I don't believe everything I hear. That doesn't make sense. But one thing that I do believe, and maybe this is where I trip myself. I think this is where I trip myself up. And again, let me see if I can. I'm gonna repeat myself, but let me see if I can. It's one of those things you're trying to. Yeah, I want to believe, but I don't really. This is the thing that I believe. I believe that crop circles are real. I also believe that a lot of people are hoaxing them for whatever reason. And like I said, those two guys in the 70s, oh, we're the one who made all the crop circles. They got famous, they got rich. But they also couldn't keep their story straight. So it's like, okay, so you guys may have made a couple of crop circles, but they didn't make them all. Because whenever something sufficiently high profile happens, somebody's always, including murders. There was some big high profile murder case that was happening down in the States, and like 20 different people stepped up to confess to it. Oh, I did this. It's like they had just because people want to be noticed. So okay, so I think I think the grand conspiracy theory, I think there is one overarching conspiracy, and this might make sense. I think that whether or not the powers that be, the people who control the narrative, whether or not they know what a crop circle is, they are not going to let the public know. They're going to keep that information from the public either until they know and can confirm it's harmless, or can use it for their own benefit or whatever. And I think whenever something sufficiently strange comes up, that those groups, the Illuminati, I think they step up and they go, we don't want, if these fringe theories are true, if crop circles are, if crop circle, okay, if I'm the director of the CIA, or yeah, I don't believe everything is either weather balloons or swamp gas. Exactly. I believe that sometimes it's a weather balloon and sometimes it's swamp gas, because I believe that there's strange things that happen in the world that they're normal and we just don't understand it. But I also believe that you know, the Illuminati, it's like, well, when the Illuminati gets a report that says, well, it wasn't a weather balloon and it wasn't swamp gas, so until we know what it is and know whether or not we can control it or use it to our advantage somehow, we don't want the public knowing about it. Yeah, maybe the powers that be want to keep us thinking about crop circles instead of focusing on the real shit we should be paying attention to. And you know what? Therein lies the rub. What if the crop circles is the shit that we should be paying attention to? We don't know, right? But I do think the Illuminati, or whoever we got to think of it. We got to think of a universal word, because who the hell knows is pulling these strings, right? But it's like UFO reports. We know UFO reports. We know, like the released information on UFOs. Some of that information is 20, 30 years old, and they already said, we're not going to, this was national security. We're not going to tell anybody because we don't know what it is, and we're not going to tell you guys, blah, 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 blah. And I think they're doing that. I think that this shit is taken a lot more seriously at high levels than we think it is. Because I think it's like, well, we don't know what it is, and until we know whether or not it can hurt us, we don't want to acknowledge that it exists, because we want to be the first ones to be able to control it and use it for our benefit. I think I finally hit on what I was trying to get at. It's that thinking out loud process for me. Yeah, World Economic Forum, right? But yeah, like, I mean, I think that it is not just national security. It is not just, oh, this can't be real. It is not just our scientists say. I think that it is, we know there's something strange about this. And if we think we can weaponize it, that's the word. If we want to weaponize it or use it to our advantage in some way, and until such time as we can confirm that it's not going to do us any good, we're not going to let you guys know the truth. It's trade secret, right? They treat it like a trade secret. It's like, oh, we know this, and this, but we're not telling the public, because then somebody, if we release this, if we release what we do know to the public, somebody else might be able to weaponize it or use it against us or get rich before we do. People do it all the time. I watch people losing their fucking mind on Etsy. I designed a thing and now they're stealing it, and they're stealing and they're keeping me down, and they're doing this. And it's like, oh my fucking God, no, just do your shit, right? Sorry, I'm leaving out a lot of details in the middle, but people get very, very proprietary. A person gets incredibly proprietary about something that they think is going to advantage them, and they don't want anybody else to know about it. Nationally, we're the same thing. As the Illuminati, they're going to be even worse for that. And I do think that is the one. Everything else, I'm open-minded about what's really going on, but I also believe that what's going on is that I believe that a lot of this is pseudoscience. Only like that article I was reading, it's like, crappies, like, you know. I think that's very direct. I think that's very deliberate, and I think it's very much intended to minimize and dismiss and ignore anything, they want this stuff to look fake. They want anybody who takes it seriously to look like they are the problem for believing it. This has been going around and this is what the UFO community has been about for decades now, hundreds of years, to be honest. Like, oh, there's no such thing. You must be a cuckoo. And it's like, no, there is such a thing. There is such a thing. They were finally forced to admit it, and we just don't know what it is yet, right? And I think that's what we're going to find out with crop circles. There is such a thing. They are real. Once you weed out the hoaxes, it may not leave you with very many, but the hoaxes started from somewhere. They started from something, right? God, I think I give this lecture every time. I think I've given a flavor of this lecture, but yeah. Anyway, I'm a skeptic and a believer at the same time. I think there's something to it. I really do. I think there's something to it. I think we just need to find out what it is. I think okay, let's face it. Oh, well, yeah, it was aliens trying to contact us. That's actually a really simple explanation. It really is. Oh, yeah, their technology is they've got a way higher degree of technology than we do. So they just did this instead of like putting themselves at risk by coming down just in case we were violent. Oh, okay. That's actually, if you believe that aliens exist and that they are more scientifically advanced than us, and that they might feel that we are violent and they want to keep themselves safe, that's actually a reasonable explanation. It's like, oh, wait a second. Because look at, like when I was a kid, we did not have the technology to do that acoustic stuff. Acoustic levitation. Did you know that we can do that now? Did you know that we can do acoustic levitation now? Do I have a... Yeah. Oh, yep. Okay. Okay, this is okay, check this out. Check this out. Maybe we will do acoustic levitation. Let's do acoustic levitation. Acoustic levitation might not be a very big topic. And then again, I wasn't sure if crop circles would take up a couple of hours. So maybe we'll do acoustic levitation next week. This is acoustic levitation. Basically, these are just little styrofoam balls, okay? They're generating sound waves from the bottom and sound waves from the top. And where the sound waves meet, gravity is essentially canceling itself out. Now we're still at the experimental stage with this, right? But look at this. You could order that on eBay and levitate with sound waves. That's water. I think that's water. No, I'm not sure what that is. It doesn't look like much. It really doesn't. It doesn't look like that's just a representation of what's going on. It doesn't look like much yet, but it's brand new science. Yeah, there's this guy. He's just putting little drops of water in between this thing. There's another one. Acoustic levitation of a large sphere, and it's styrofoam. It doesn't weigh much. Nobody is pretending that we're lifting, pyramid blocks, right? But but the interesting thing is, yeah, we're going to do acoustic levitation. Oh shit, I'm sorry guys, I did it again. This is acoustic levitation. This is what acoustic levitation looks like. So how does it work is this is an emitter. Okay, there's a little ball right there. This is the emitter, and they're little teeny tiny micro speakers. I guess the same idea as speakers, and they're producing sound waves, and the sound waves are all pointed towards the center, so that whatever you put in that center area will lift up. Now we do the same thing with magnets. We played with magnets forever and ever and ever. Yeah, he's just spacing stuff. There's one down there at the bottom, one at the top. So anything he places along that column that's created will float, as long as it's not too heavy. There's another one. I don't know if that's, I think that's just, I don't know if there's actually something in there or not, but that's what it's supposed to do. So yeah. So we've got acoustic levitation. So we are just at the extreme beginning stages of exploring technologies that when I was a kid, we were told didn't exist. Yeah, secret chambers found in the Giza pyramids. I've been kind of watching that. They found the secret chambers. I don't know if they're going to let them go in. I want to wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, they're finding chambers in the pyramid. They found in the biggest pyramid, they found like this dead spot above the one grand gallery. But of course, the only way to confirm what's going on is for the Egyptian government to let people go in to the pyramid by digging a hole, and they don't want to let anybody in yet. But yeah, under the pyramids, in the pyramids, under the Sphinx, they've apparently found a tunnel network under the Sphinx and the pyramids. But yeah, it's now that they've got LiDAR and LiDAR is surface ground penetrating radar. They're finding some really interesting shit. But yeah, so I think considering the baby steps that we're at, but then again, maybe crop circles were what maybe the idea of using these technologies to form crop circles is what gave these guys the idea to work with levitation and stuff. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I got to get going. I think Lisa messaged me, or there's something there. Well, she's on her way. She'll be home in a few minutes. Okay. Anyway, I got to get going because, we know me. I just keep to the last possible second. I got to get going, and I will see you guys in the next one. Maybe we could look at sound waves and acoustic levitation together. I don't know. Yeah, you have a good weekend. Everybody else have a good weekend. We will figure out a topic for next week. In the meantime, you guys have fun. I'm going to have fun, and I will see you guys on the next one. And yeah, I think there's something to these crop circles. I think there's a whole lot of possibilities that could be true. And I'm open to any of them being true. I'm open to all of them being true. Maybe it is all of them, right? Maybe because this exists, because this exists as a natural phenomenon, that it's possible to use it to intelligently control it as well. Maybe it's a combo effect. Maybe who knows what it is. Maybe it's a whole lot of stuff, or maybe it's something completely different. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm actually going to go this time, and I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.